Now, Knack was special because we were so exhausted after Tin Toy, we decided that we wanted to do a cartoon, something that's made of geometric shapes, no human characters, just something the computer could do really well.
Plastic, a lot of plastic.
A lot of plastic, yeah. But also, Knick was made in 3D, stereo 3D. We got really quite interested in 3D photography, and so we did actually two eye views, a left and a right eye view of Knick. And so Knick was actually a 3D movie, and it worked out really well. But it's one of my favorites, actually, because it's just, pure cartooning. I remember what it was is we were working on Tin Toy, and Roger Rabbit came out. And I remember I was dealing with the baby and moving it around like a real baby kind of thing. And then I went to see Roger Rabbit, and it was just pure animation, just wild and crazy. And I came back, and I felt like I was animating something that was standing still. So I thought, we got to do just a cartoon, like a Chuck Jones cartoon. And that's what the inspiration for Knick was, pure Chuck Jones and Warner Brothers cartoons.
This was one of the particle systems was in here too, or on the flakes inside the globe.
Well, I remember
Evan, you worked on that.
Yeah,
right?
and there was a simulation. We had a sort
Fluid,
of a simple fluid simulation with little blowers and things to make those particles move around.
Well, I remember when we did the storyboard. I went to Evan and Bill and I said, okay, tell me now whether we could do the snowflakes floating around. Because if we can't, let's come up with a different idea. Because it is so fundamental to those snowballs to do, to make them float around. And that's when I always love giving these guys challenges because they always figure out a way to do it. It was pretty difficult to work with, but I think in the end, every single shot had to be tweaked numerous times, but it actually worked out pretty well. It was really funny when it broke. Remember that?
It broke in terrible ways.
and the snowflakes went everywhere like at lightning speed and stuff. It was pretty funny.
I think it's more common that they broke than that they didn't, right?
We had a computer monitor where we could actually see the left and right eye together, and we had these glasses that we would put on, and it was so exciting when these things started being rendered and seeing them in 3D, especially with the snowflakes floating around, and then when Knick, the snowman, falls into the aquarium at the bottom with those the rocks floating around. It looked just amazing in 3D.
We actually couldn't see it animated in 3D, could we?
No, it's just the stills.
All we could see is stills, right?
Deirdre Warren came up with the ending with the mermaid in it. I remember sitting in our office in a little story meeting. She came up with that idea, and I was like, that's great.
Yeah.
It was perfect. Mm-hmm. So we went with it. I think that story was created in about 2 days.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.